When it all began, there was hope. Hope that we would overcome the boundaries of distance and time, that we could speak to anyone, anywhere, at any moment. Social media was supposed to be the bridge over the chasms that separate us. It promised us connection, understanding, validation. We entered willingly, even eagerly. We thought, here, finally, a place where everyone will see me, where I'll matter, where my voice will echo and be heard. We wanted to be seen, to be recognized. And at first, it felt like it worked. A friend request here, a new follower there, a like from an old acquaintance, a comment from a stranger. It felt affirming. It felt like proof that we existed. But it was a lie, an illusion. I trade my time, my thoughts, my very sense of self for a fleeting notification, a brief flash of attention that disappears as quickly as it appears. Every tap is a shot of dopamine, numbing the emptiness. The more I scroll, the emptier I feel. I become addicted to this endless loop, seeking validation, chasing a sense of worth that can only be measured in metrics that mean nothing. Likes, comments, shares, but no number can fill the void inside. Each time I reach for my phone, it's as if I'm trying to catch the wind, grasping at something that's never really there. It's not real connection. It's not understanding. It's the illusion of attention, a shallow pool that reflects nothing but my own fears, anxieties, and insecurities. In this pursuit of validation, I've lost myself. Worse still, social media doesn't show us the world as it is. It shows us the world we want to see. It learns our preferences, our biases, our beliefs, and feeds them back to us. We are trapped in a hall of mirrors, hearing only echoes of our own voices. We become comfortable in our isolated bubbles, safe from challenge, safe from change. We surround ourselves with people who agree with us, who reinforce our opinions. And the more we engage, the smaller our world becomes. I lose sight of the bigger picture. I lose the ability to see through someone else's eyes, to listen without judgment, to understand another point of view. We construct a reality that's safe, comfortable, and false. A reality that isolates us, not just from others, but from the world as it truly is. Social media is a stage, and everyone is performing. The smiles, the vacations, the achievements, all curated and filtered, stripped of flaws, leaving only perfection. I watch from the sidelines and I compare. I compare my life, messy, imperfect, real, to the flawless images that stream endlessly before me. Why isn't my life like theirs? Why don't I have what they have? What am I doing wrong? We know deep down that it's all performance, yet we still measure our worth against the illusions of others. We forget that behind every photo is a struggle, behind every achievement is a story of failure and perseverance. We judge ourselves by standards that aren't real, and in doing so, we grow dissatisfied with who we are and what we have. We become actors in our own lives, performing for an audience that doesn't care, living not for ourselves but for the approval of others. In the endless scroll of distractions, I lose the ability to be present. I forget what it's like to sit in silence, to breathe, to listen to the world as it is, not as a backdrop for a photo, not as content to be consumed, but as life, raw and unfiltered. Moments pass by unnoticed because my eyes are always on the screen. My thoughts are always somewhere else, seeking the next distraction, the next moment of validation. I lose the gift of simply being here now. I become a ghost in my own life, present but never really there. The richness of real experiences fades, replaced by the shallow satisfaction of a digital like. I forget what it feels like to be alone, truly alone, without feeling lonely. I forget how to be with myself. Social media tells us that happiness is out there, somewhere, just one click, one purchase, one like away. It promises that if we do enough, if we show enough, if we become enough, we will finally be happy. But it's a lie, a mirage that shimmers just out of reach, always pulling us forward but never delivering. The happiness it promises is hollow, tied to material things, superficial appearances, and fleeting moments of validation. Social media teaches us to hide our flaws, to mask our struggles, to present a version of ourselves that is palatable, appealing, and acceptable. But in doing so, we lose authenticity. We lose the raw, unedited, imperfect parts of ourselves that make us real. We lose the vulnerability that is the foundation of genuine connection. We become avatars of ourselves, hollow and artificial, seeking to please an audience we don't even know. Social media was supposed to make us more empathetic, more understanding, more connected, but it has done the opposite. It has turned our attention inward, making us more self-centered, more judgmental, more impatient. We reduce people to profiles, to avatars, to the sum of their posts and pictures. We forget that behind every screen is a human being, with a story, with struggles, with dreams. We've forgotten how to listen, how to sit with someone in their pain, how to hold space for another story. We judge quickly, we react harshly, we cancel without understanding. We've replaced conversation with commentary, dialogue with debate, empathy with judgment. But perhaps there is a way out. Perhaps the solution is not to disconnect entirely, but to learn to use these tools for what they were meant to be, tools, not masters. Perhaps we must learn to reclaim our time, our presence, our attention, to step back from the chaos, to embrace silence, to be okay with not being seen by everyone all the time. We need to remember what it's like to be fully present, to be alone without feeling lonely, to engage in a conversation that doesn't end with a comment or a like. We need to reclaim the art of listening, of seeing the world as it truly is, without the filter of digital distortion. Because, in the end, what's the point of being connected to the entire world if we are disconnected from ourselves? What's the point of being seen by everyone if we are never truly known? The challenge is not to disconnect, but to reconnect to ourselves, to each other, and to the moments that make life real, rich, and meaningful.